Hello friends, myself Subrata Mukherjee and you are watching my channel Dr. Subrata Mukherjee Distance Learning in Commerce. Today I am going to discuss another problem on portfolio management. This is lecture number 4. I would like to request all my viewers to browse the playlist section of the channel where I have uploaded lectures earlier. Today I am going to discuss about a portfolio with two securities and how much you can invest in one security in order to minimize the overall risk. I would like to request all the students to note the question with solution in your notebook and feel free to communicate with me through email and the WhatsApp number given in the description box. Securities X and Y have standard deviations of 3% and 9%. Nitin is having a surplus of rupees 20 lakhs for investment in these two securities. How much should he invest in each of these securities to minimize risk? If the correlation coefficient for X and Y is, in first case, it is -1. In second situation, it is minus 0.3. In third situation, the value of R, that is correlation coefficient, is 0. And in fourth situation, the value of R, that is correlation coefficient, is 0.60. So when you are having two securities in your portfolio, how much you have to invest in each of the security so that the overall risk is minimized? So it is given by the formula that WX. So you are having two securities, X and Y. So it is a portfolio of two security. So how much you need to invest in security X so that the overall risk is minimized. So WX is equal to sigma Y square minus cov of XY divided by sigma X square plus sigma Y square minus 2 cov XY. So we know the value of standard deviation, that is sigma. So standard deviation is calculated by sigma or is denoted by sigma. So sigma X is given as 3% and sigma Y is given at 9%. And you need to calculate the value of cov XY for this four situation. So you know the correlation coefficient is calculated as cov of XY divided by sigma X, sigma Y. I have already discussed how to calculate the value of correlation coefficient in my earlier video. You can see my earlier videos on portfolio management in the playlist section of the channel. So we have to calculate the value of cov X and Y for this four situation when R is given as -1, minus 0.3, 0, and 0.60. As because sigma Y square is constant in all the four cases, sigma X square is also constant in all the four cases. So you need to calculate the value of cov XY for four situations. So let us proceed with the solution. So here I am writing the information which is given. So sigma X is equal to 3%. Sigma Y is given as 9%. And we have four situations. Situation 1. So you can write it here. Situation 1. Then below I am writing 2, 3, and 4. And you have rupees 20 lakh for investment. So how much you need to invest in security X and security Y so that the overall risk is minimized. So 20 lakh is available for investment. So Wx is calculated by the formula sigma y square minus cov of xy divided by sigma x square plus sigma y square minus 2 cov xy. So I am calculating the value of cov xy in the four different situations. So cov xy is equal to, you can say that R, that is the correlation coefficient, is calculated as cov xy divided by sigma x and sigma y, or cov xy is equal to R multiplied with sigma x multiplied with sigma y. So you can easily calculate the value of cov xy with the four different situations of R. So cov xy is calculated as R sigma x sigma y. So it is given the value of R in situation 1 is minus 1. Then in situation 2 it is given as minus 0.30. In situation 3 it is given as 0. And in situation 4 the value of R is given as 0.60. So in first situation cov xy is equal to minus 1 into 3 into 9 is minus 27. In situation 2, cov xy is equal to minus 0.30 into 3 into 9, which is equal to minus 8.1. Then in situation 3, the value of cov xy is equal to 0, because when you multiply 0 with 9 and 3, you will get a value of 0. And in situation 4, the value of cov xy is 0.60 into 9 into 3. You will get a value of 16.20. So we have calculated the value of cov xy under four different situations where R is given, that is correlation coefficient is given. Now how much you need to invest in Wx? So in first situation, we are calculating the value of Wx. So you just put the values in this formula. So 9 square minus 27 divided by 3 square plus 9 square minus 2 into minus 27. You will get a value of 81 plus 27 by 9 plus 81 plus 54. So value of x, Wx is 0.75. So when you are having a amount of 20 lakhs for investment, therefore amount invested in security X is rupees 15 lakh, and in security Y it will be rupees 5 lakh, because 0.75 multiplied with 20 lakh is 15 lakhs, and 0.25, which is the weight of Y, will be 0.25. Now in situation 2, where the value of R is minus 0.30, here the amount of X, that is the amount that will be invested in security X, will be calculated. So 9 square minus 8.1 divided by 3 square plus 9 square minus 2 into minus 8.1. So Wx will be calculated at 0.839. So how much amount will be invested in security X? So amount invested in security X will be equal to 0.839, multiply it with 20 lakhs, you will get an amount of rupees 16 lakhs 78,000. And amount invested in security Y will be equal to 0.161. Multiply this with 20 lakh, you will get an amount of rupees 3 lakh 22,000. Now we will calculate the weight of security X in the third situation when R is equal to 0. So Wx will be equal to 9 square minus 0 by 3 square plus 9 square minus 2 into 0. So this, you will get a value of 0.90. Therefore, amount invested in security X will be equal to rupees 18 lakh, that is 0.90. Multiply with 20 lakh, you will get rupees 18 lakh. And amount invested in security Y will be rupees 2 lakh. Now the fourth situation. So Wx will be equal to 9 square minus 16.20 divided by 3 square plus 9 square minus 2 into 16.20. So you will get the weight of X as 1.125. Now, this is an absurd situation. It cannot be more than 1. So, since Wx is greater than 1, so this is absurd. It can't be. So, what is your conclusion? The conclusion is that it is not possible to minimize or reduce the risk below 3%, which is the standard deviation of security X. So today I have discussed about how much you need to invest in a security of a portfolio with two security so that the overall risk can be minimized. Hope all the students have recorded the question with solution in your notebook. If you find any difficulty in understanding, feel free to communicate with me through email and the WhatsApp number given in the description box. Thank you. Thanks for watching the lecture.